Welcome back to another All Sports podcast. Here it's the Wednesday Ramble, but this is all college football. This one's also going up on YouTube. So this one's coming out because I had a bit of a problem with this college football playoff rankings and how they came out last night. So I created my own, but first this first one's gonna be showing you the ones that they did, and then I'll show you mine. Boise State was number 25, Michigan was number 24, Northwestern 23, Stanford 22, Memphis 21, LSU 20, NC State 19, Washington 18, Michigan State 17, Mississippi State 16, 15 UCF, 14 Washington State, 13 Oklahoma State, 12 TCU, 11 USC, 10 Penn State, 9 Ohio State, 8 Notre Dame, 7 Georgia, 6 Auburn, Wisconsin 5, Oklahoma 4, Miami 3, Clemson number 2, and Alabama number 1. So, that was the first one. And now this one's going to come up onto your screen here, or you're going to listen and you're going to get this. This is actually the one that I thought would be it. I looked at FPI rankings. I looked at a bunch of different things. You could look at their schedule, all those different things to think what should get in there. Like, who should be in there? I went through all top 25 teams and plus those 5 teams that just got out of, that just missed the top 25 in the AP pool. And then these are only the top 25. So there's actually 30 that I did. And so that 30, I'm taking, and I am looking at it from all these different standpoints. Well, this happened, and I like this stat. I like, well, this is on the road. It's not too bad. This one was at home. I don't really like this. So they're gonna come up any time now. So that's basically what I did. And what if you don't feel the same thing as me? I'm fine with that because I wasn't expecting you to be okay at this. This is what I thought. So as you can see, these are the first 13. At 25, I put Northwestern. I looked at how they played, and with the ones they put up, they were 25. I would stay at 24. I believe they deserve to be in there with that win over Oklahoma and TCU, which you'll see later. Washington State 23. You might be a little bit shocked, but I looked at their strength of schedule. I looked at their rankings. I looked at who they played, where they played it, and I also looked at how good are they, their opponents. So that's what I was looking at whenever I did this. I put West Virginia at 22. I think they played some games strongly. I think they deserved that 22. Memphis 21. Yeah, some people are having questioning their ability, but that's just where I decided to put them. UCF number 20. Just because they're undefeated doesn't mean I think they're good. I look at their strength of schedule. I look at who they played, where they played. Again, that's just where I put them. Iowa at 19. They have some really good wins. They just can't win on the road. That's why some of these teams are so back so far, because they can't win on the road, or they have other flukes that I looked at. NC State 18. They had that game against Clemson, which you'll see like in that top 10. You'll see that team somewhere in the top 10. But that's where I decided to put them. And I don't expect you guys to agree. This one might be one of your biggest questions. I put USC at 17. They haven't played that good of the teams this year. That's why I put them there. I don't think they really deserve it. And yes, I looked at Washington. They're not in here. I know. I looked at Boise State. They're not in here. I looked at a bunch of different teams, including Virginia Tech. I looked at them. But they just weren't in my entrance to make the top 25. Michigan State 16. They have some good wins. They just can't win on the road. LSU 15. They have really good wins. If you look at their strength of schedule, some of their games have been tougher than others. They are a decent team. They deserve that spot. I think that was probably this one. Michigan and USC probably are the ones that people most question in this area of the rankings, because it is just so crazy at why I put them there. Because I looked at what they've done. I looked at where they've done it. I looked at how they've done it. And this is where I put them. Michigan 14. Well, you gotta look at this and say they've had some pretty close games. They just had that game against Michigan State, who's not too far behind them in the rankings, in my rankings. That's why I put them there. I've looked at how they've done again, and that's where I had to put them. It just made sense to me to put them there. Now one of your guys is probably like, what? What are you doing now? On this. Mississippi State 13. They've had some very close games against pretty good opponents, especially that game against Alabama. So I put them there, and I think they deserve to be up there. There is just, give your full opinion on there. I don't care. This is where I decide to put them. Now, the next slide you'll see is my top 12. I would suggest going from the bottom up. I would not suggest looking at the top right away, otherwise you'll be confused. No, I did not put Miami on top. I'm just going to start off with that. Georgia is number 12. I've looked at their schedule. I don't think they're as good as told. I looked at who they played, where they played. I think they deserve to be number 12. Number 11, Ohio State. Number 10, Penn State. Both of those teams, I don't think they really earned it. That's why they got back there. Oklahoma State, number 9. They had some very close games and also some pretty good games. That's why they're there. TCU, number 8. This one might be a shocker to you, but look at this and say, well, this is actually very, very reasonable, and because of how good I made this look. I think this was a very good thing in that I did. I think it deserves to be there, and that's just where I'm going to put it. Okay, now we look at number 7, Wisconsin. They haven't had the wins. Now you're like, is Notre Dame seriously in the top 6? Well, I'll get there in a moment. Number 7, Wisconsin. Wisconsin has played tough, but they have not had really, they've had some really, really close games against teams that should have been really easy. That's why they're back there. They may have even fallen back farther, but I gave them a little bit of grace since they're undefeated. Number 6, Notre Dame. That is what you're looking for. I looked at their schedule. They've had pretty good wins. They've had some very close games. Look at it, their schedule. Look at the FPI rankings. Look at it Trust me, you'll see what I see. Number 5, Auburn. Yes, I made all these complaints yesterday about how I didn't like Clemson being in the top 4, how I didn't like how Auburn was in the top 4. Well, some of the games haven't been the best. Sure, they just have not been the best. So, that's why I put them there. Number 4. Look at Clemson. Because Clemson's there. Sure, they had that loss against Syracuse. But they've also had some pretty good wins, I gotta say. That's why I put them there. They had some pretty good wins. They've also had some pretty close games. But I just looked at them closer, and you looked at it, and I think they deserve that top 4. Number 3, Miami. This might become a surprise, because I said that they should be number 1. I further looked into how they've done, and looked at, well, maybe they shouldn't be there. They haven't been doing too well. Maybe they shouldn't be there at number 1 yet. So, that brings you to the question, who is number 1? Well, number 2 is Alabama, and number 1 is Oklahoma. Number 2, Alabama. They've struggled this season. And that game against Mississippi State pulled up Mississippi in my rankings and dropped Alabama in my rankings if I did this last week. And then, but I just think, if you look at Oklahoma, they've done way better. They've had all that stuff, all that juiciness, all that greatness that I think Alabama should be getting. Oklahoma has some very impressive ones. As much as I don't like them, they're awesome this year. They're number 1 for a reason in my rankings. I just can't say enough about that. Man, you just look at this and say, how does the committee doesn't agree? Well, because they look at records. And I agree that game against Iowa State was tough. But I've looked at some of their good wins. And that's why I put them there. So now the question is, if you had a top 25 for me, give it to me. I'd like to see it. I'm open to any suggestions you like. I think I'll be doing this on Wednesdays more than often. I'll be doing this most Wednesdays now. But you just gotta look deeply and thoroughly and say, you don't just look at the record and the schedule. You gotta look at who they played and how tough they are. I even went into some of their opponents to check how good they were. I checked things thoroughly, and that's what I thought. Sure, you may disagree with me. I'm fine with you disagreeing with me. Because you have your own opinion. I like to hear that opinion. You can give me all opinions you want. I don't care. I like them. Whether they're negative or good, I like them. So give me that all you want. I am really open to all your opinions. They don't bother me one bit. So, with that, that is my Wednesday ramble. Comment down below if you want to. I'm not the boss of you. I'm not going to tell you to. So, till next time, man, I like this. This has been awesome. I guess this was awesome of a day. Peace out.